Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to day 20 of me and my host family's road trip from Tokyo to Hokkaido. Thanks to any returning viewers, and if you're new here, be sure to check out the rest of the road trip playlist to see how we got here. Before leaving the area, I made sure to snag some postcards to send home to friends and family. In the gift shops, you could buy wooden statuettes of Ainu Kamui, or deities, sculptures of the elegant red-crowned crane, as well as necklaces and bracelets with brilliant hues. From there, we drove down the street to the Ainu Kotan, an area dedicated to Ainu craftsmen and artisans selling their handiwork to tourists, and in doing so, bringing about awareness to the fading Ainu culture and population. There are about 36 residences, which house approximately 120 people that either sell their original art in the form of sculptures, jewelry, or ornamental decorations, and others that perform at the nearby Ainu Ikor Theater, where my host family and I saw a traditional Ainu dance. Check out my last video for more on that. Because the Ainu peoples are animistic, a lot of the statues sold are of birds, bears, and other animals to symbolize their profound respect and connection to nature. Shown here is Chikap Kamui, the god of owls, land, and overseer of Iomante, or ceremonial rituals. While the culture doesn't actually have a written form, the language and literature are passed down via yukar, or epic sagas recited from memory, some of which can last hours or even days. Despite many places in Hokkaido having names of Ainu origins, the language is considered critically endangered as there are only a few native speakers on record, most being over the age of 60. It was in 2008 that the Ainu were finally recognized as an ethnic group due to the oppressive policies in the 1900s that forced them to abandon their homes and traditions in order to survive in Japanese society. The recent recognition has incited interest in the Ainu culture and ways of doing, and hopefully with more awareness, more restoration efforts can be put in place to keep the culture from dying out completely. All in all, Lake Akan was a really culturally enriching place where I learned a lot about Japan's first settlers, as well as the rich plant and wildlife that had been there for centuries. If you ever travel to Japan, I'd highly recommend this area, as well as Hokkaido in general for its gorgeous landscapes and history. Up next on the docket was another Michi no Eki, which was slightly northeast of where we were before. Teshikaga is located near the border of the Akan-Mashu National Park, and most activities and attractions in the area have to do with the park, like hikes, canoe tours, and enjoying the onsen. Once inside, we put a stamp in our stamp rally books and checked out the roadside stop for local eats and souvenirs. While probably manufactured on a larger scale, you could still see the regional Ainu influences as shown in the products sold at many Michi no Eki in Hokkaido. I bought some fresh salted potatoes as a snack, and then ventured outside to check out the nearby park with my host family. In going through my footage, I realized that this bridge with an unusual name also crosses the Kushiro River, about 50 miles north of where we'd been when we were sightseeing in the heart of Kushiro City just a couple days earlier. While not superbly populated, I appreciated the laid-back atmosphere and emphasis on nature of the park and surrounding area. Next, we headed even further north to another Michi no Eki in Sattsuru. After collecting our stamps, along with poking around the shops, we came across an onsen at the station. This is relatively common for Michi no Eki in more rural parts of the country. While we didn't use the full bath services, they had a smaller foot bath outside, free of charge for visitors. In 20 minutes, we'd gotten to Shari, a town of about 12,000 people and the last smaller city that we'd see for a while. By now, we had reached the northern coast of Hokkaido and were just a few short hours away from Shiretoko National Park, the most remote region of Japan. Here you could buy a variety of locally sourced foods like carrot juice, deer jerky, dried scallops, and even squid marinated in cheese. They even had red bean paste-filled rolls shaped into a bear paw, a nod to the park for boasting the largest population of brown bears in the country. At the Michi no Eki, you could buy all kinds of clothes, water bottles, and stickers branded with the park's mascot, a sightseeing bear. Back on the road, we took the main highway to get to our next destination. It's crazy to think that for the past 10 days, we had traveled across almost the entirety of Hokkaido, and we're now driving up its most northeastern coast. In 40 minutes, we had arrived at Shiretoko Village, an intimate hot spring inn located on Utoro Hill. The town was sparsely populated, as shown by the large empty plots of land and this rundown daycare. After checking in, the kids and I took a walk down to the nearest grocery store. Despite us being in Japan, with how remote the town was, I was definitely a bit more attentive of myself and the kids in this area. On the way, we passed by a lone shrine, got some snacks from the store, and then headed back for a dinner of sashimi, soup, and rice. And that concludes day 20 of our Tokyo to Hokkaido road trip. Thanks to those of you who watched until the end, and don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment your thoughts or questions, and subscribe if you'd like to see the rest of the journey. Join us next time as we explore the expansive wilderness of Shiretoko National Park and the countless natural wonders surrounding it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.